Hello and welcome to Chattaboogie Sessions. I'm your host, Rob Welburn, and we are here at JJ's Bohemia. We've got a beautiful crowd for the first time in this show's history. And won't you please help us give it up for Subkonscious.
Chattaboogie Sessions is looking for sponsors. If you'd like to partner with our program to advertise your business, please message us through Facebook or contact us at the email address below.
All right, on to the questions.
On to it.
All right. So you guys started out as a 3-piece, and now you're a 5-piece.
Yeah.
So what prompted that? I know you've gone through, several lineup changes over the
More
years.
drummers than Spinal Tap. Well, it just started as a 3-piece, and we kept trying to find our own sound, and we always had it, but it always seemed to be a problem for somebody to show up, or somebody had a job, or they had kids, or they had, life outside of music. So when they couldn't do it, we just kept moving on and just rotated the lineup until we got this lineup. And then we, as the songs progressed in the recordings, we got more instrumentation. So in order to perform that live, I didn't want the recordings to sound, or the live versions to sound half-assed according, to our recordings. So I wanted to make sure that everything we performed sounded like what I released, and that's where we get your 5-piece.
And you've got an acoustic player, like not a lot of bands have a dedicated acoustic.
Yeah.
Or not enough of like bands that play as heavy as you do.
It started out. We tried it with somebody else actually, and we ended up just really liking the sound, and then we strayed away, and we had a keyboard player come in, and we had that rolling, and it went well, but then that didn't work. So, and then just the lineup we happened to bump into old Josh Driver over here, and that's where we're at. And it ended up working out real well for us. And I think this lineup right here is the best I've ever had.
Well, I mean, what do you think he does for your
It's
for your
definitely a
sound?
bigger dynamic. Our songs live are just so much bigger than they ever were before. It's not that it's really lacking the acoustic, but the acoustic pushes it and really drives the rhythm section. And I really love that because there's so much rhythm in what we're doing. We've got 2 lead players, and we bounce off of each other. So when he's playing his, I'm really trying not to do a whole lot because it's on him. Same here. We just kind of fill our voids, and then this just carries us all the way. I mean, if you hear that drop out, you're going to hear it drop out. I mean, if you lose it, it's bigger than you think it is, for sure.
All right. Well, why don't we get into another one here?
All right. Well, I'm glad you talked about the acoustic because that's what's coming up.
This episode of Chattaboogie Sessions is brought to you by Good Family Productions. Specializing in event videography, we make our clients look like stars.
All right, I understand that you guys are working on an album that's coming out this summer.
Yeah, it's really very. It's I'm going to say a double album, but we're not going to release it all together. It's going to be one part of it in the summer, and then the other part could be next summer, whenever it gets finished. We did Riverbend last year, and we did a couple other little things, and then we really just kind of sat back into the studio a little bit and really pushed recording. We've got plenty of tracks. They're just not. I mean, they're ready to release, but they're not compiled yet. So
this is a concept album?
It is a concept album. The first part of it's going to be called The Laughing Face, or just Laughing Face. No, probably not The. And then the other one will be Crying Face, and then that's like the drama masks, and the whole concept's basically just white, black, love, hate, happy, sad, opposites. So each album or each part will have the Laughing Face will have probably heavier material on it, and then the Crying Face will still have some darker, heavy stuff, but it'll be very. It ought to be very cohesive. Everything, there'll be parts on one part of the album that connect to the other part, whether it be lyrically or musically speaking.
And now, do y'all tend to focus more on the dark stuff, or is it seems like it's hard to explain whether it's just the playing that's dark, or if if your general theme is.
As far as the theme of what we do, I mean, a lot of these songs that have been heard tonight, we've been playing some of them for years, and just have been redoing them until we get them to where we want them. But then the newer stuff, it seems to be. I tend to write better when it's. I'm not about happy. I don't like happy stuff for some reason. Uppity, happy music, it just bothers me. I don't know why. I'm just not into it. It's not my thing. And I think even like we played a song earlier called Mask, and it had that uppity to it, but it was a very dark song lyrically speaking. It had a lot to do with self-reflection and just really how you felt about yourself.
And it seems like y'all. It seems kind of hard to me to put you into any kind of category other than rock.
Yeah.
Because you might hear one song and say like, oh, that's just straight up rock, and then hear another one and say like, oh, that reminds me of the '90s, or
we're very broad on that spectrum. I mean, one song could be like you said, it could be very straight driven rock, and then the other one is we lay back and we just jam, and sometimes we've got some groovy songs, and there's some in between. I wouldn't really say that we do a whole lot. I mean, we have an acoustic player, and we'll be incorporating that probably a lot more down the road, but as for now, it is just kind of the rhythm for us, and we may end up doing some acoustic specials or something, just and to hear these songs that we're doing heavy rock on an acoustic.
that would sound amazing.
It works,
I imagine
it actually
with
works.
3 acoustic guitars.
Yeah, and we've done it. We've
great.
done it, and it works really well. But it's not the same at all. It's like a brand new song. So.
Well, and it's it doesn't have to be better or worse.
No,
it's
right,
nice to have
it's
different.
Just variety, and that's what I think. That's what drives us is we just keep pushing forward to something different. I mean, I don't want to release something that you're going to hear on Rock 105. I don't want to put something out that you're going to hear on 96.5 or anything just remotely close to mainstream. We do what we do, and we write what we write, and then I like to think that it's something different that people have never heard. That's what I'm shooting for, and I think we accomplish it.
I think you accomplish it too. All right, well, let's get into one more song.
All right, this last song is going to be called Pain. It's another dark one for you. It's a dark and cloudy evening, as silent as the grave. Till this blood flows through my veins. I'm tired of all this arguing. I'm trying to explain. All this guilt turns me away. It's starting to kill me. I'm starting to swell. The light's getting dimmer. My world is so cold. Can't say another word. I love you more than anything. I'd give it all to you. My life and the world is true. My mission is to keep you, whatever we go through. In the end, I'll be with you. And you don't know why, don't know how, you don't know why, you don't know how, and you don't know why. It hurts like this. It hurts like this. Take this away from me. This pain that I bear is starting to kill me. I'm starting to swell. The light's getting dimmer. My world is so cold. Can't say another word. Don't know why, don't know how, and you don't know why, you don't know how, you don't know why. It hurts like this, it hurts like this. Take this away from me, this pain that I bear is starting to kill me. I'm starting to swell. The light's getting dimmer. My world is so cold. Can't say another word.
All right, well, that's it for Subconscious tonight. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Subconscious, for being on tonight.
Thank you so much.
Everybody have a good night.
Thank you for watching Chattaboogie Sessions. If you enjoyed this show and would like to support it, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Chattaboogie Sessions. Other ways to lend your support are subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, and sharing this video.